Hey again, guys. Today's math lesson is lesson 117. That's starting on page 735. This lesson is about rounding whole numbers through hundred millions. Whoa, that's a big number. We have rounded whole numbers to the nearest hundred and to the nearest thousand. In this lesson, we will practice rounding numbers to the nearest 10,000, the nearest 100,000, and so on through the nearest 100 million. So, look at page 736. Recall the locations of the whole number place values through 100 trillions. So, that's what it looks like. You should be looking in your book as well so you can see it. After rounding to the nearest 10,000, each place to the right of the 10,000th place will be 0. So we always, whatever number we're rounding to, after that place, all the rest is 0. So let's go ahead and look at example 1. It says round 38,274 to the nearest 10,000. So let's figure out what number is even in the 10,000s place, because we know this is ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. So the 3 is the number we're going to be rounding. And we always look at the number to the right of it to know how to round. Remember, 0 through 4 tells us to round down. And remember, when we round down, we don't go below this number. We just go down to this number. Or if it's 5 through 9, it tells us to round up. So this is the number that we want to round. Okay? I'm going to box the number we want to round, and I'm going to underline the number that is going to help us round it. So this 8 tells us to round up. So that just means this 3 changes to a 4. And then all the rest of the digits after it become zeros. And that's it. 38,274 rounds up to 40,000 when we're rounding to the nearest 10,000. The really important thing with this is to remember the place values. So if you need to refer back to that place value chart, go right ahead and do that. Example 2 says round 47,681 to the nearest 1,000. So I'm going to do this again. I'm going to box the number I need to round. So this is the place that I'm rounding. And this number tells me how to round, whether I'm rounding up or down. And then everything after this boxed place becomes a 0. And everything before it stays the same if there is anything before it. Because this one, we're rounding to the nearest 1,000. It has a 10,000 place, but it's not asking us that. It's asking us to round to the nearest 1,000. So that's this place right here. So this is a 6 right next to it. And so that means we need to round up. So the 7 becomes an 8. So we have the 4 stays the same. 7 becomes an 8, and everything after it becomes 0. So it becomes 48,000. Simple as that. All right, example 3 says round 427,063 to the nearest 100,000. So the 100,000 place, this is, remember, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. So this is the place that I'm rounding. This is the number that's telling me how to round. So the 2 tells me to round down. Remember, if we're rounding down, the number just stays the same. So the 4 stays as a 4. And all the digits after it become 0. And it rounds to 400,000. One more example. Example 4 says round 12,876,250 to the nearest million. So it's asking for the nearest million, not 10 million, because we have our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, million, 10 millions. So this 2 is the place that we're going to be looking at. And this 8 tells us how to round. And then everything else after it becomes a 0. So the 8 tells us to round up to a 3. So this 1 stays there. 1, the 2 becomes a 3 because we rounded up. And then everything after it becomes a 0. And we rounded to 13 million. And that's that. So you're going to do the lesson practice A through G on page 737. Again, however you do it, whether it's on your whiteboard or on a piece of paper, please be sure to take a picture of it and upload it to Schoology. And again, make sure someone is nearby that's making sure you are doing your work correctly and understanding the concept. As always, if you have any questions, just let me know.